Chapter 4. From Victim to Suspect. A Turning Point. When they shoved that paper through the slot in my jail cell, I nearly had a heart attack. The paper listed my charges: intent to murder, felony, 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 felony. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't fathom how they came up with it. I didn't know if it was a mistake or if it was meant for someone else. It was just completely backward. One of the felonies was assault with a dangerous weapon. They charged me because I hit him with his own baseball bat, the bat he brought to beat me with. So, because I defended myself with his bat, I got another felony. Then they hit me with 2 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon and felony firearms charges. 2 of them. They said I pointed my gun at 2 people, which is 4 years in prison for each count. That's 8 years right there for protecting myself against people who came to attack me. And then, on top of that, they charged me for using my own weapon to defend myself. It was absurd. At first, they were friendly. Then, they turned cold. They shut the road down to come after me and sent 5 police departments to my house. They had tactical shotguns and AR assault rifles with red dots. The red dots were all over my body. I heard guns cocking. They threw me in the dirt. They were brutal, based on what they thought was going on. Their excuse for their behavior was that they were responding to a shooting. That's what they kept saying, but nobody got shot. So, where do you draw the line with the force you use on someone when what's being said isn't what really happened? They came after me with the belief that a man had been shot, so they felt they had to deal with me accordingly. I can understand that if I had actually shot someone, but I didn't shoot anybody. They came at me like a ton of bricks, and I had no idea why. I had no choice but to comply. If I didn't, I would have been shot and killed. I saw the guns pointed at me, saw them in my face. I couldn't listen to them, or it would have been the end of me. Right from the start, that's what was killing me. Rumors were already spreading around town. People thought there had been a shooting, that I had gotten shot, that I had killed someone. They thought it was a drug dealer and that I owed people money. They made up all sorts of stories to explain why I was in that situation. Everyone had their own version, but no one knew the real story because no one would listen to me. I was the only one telling the truth the whole time. Days and weeks went by and I heard about myself being on the news. I never saw it because I was in jail without access to those stations or the media. I would hear about it from my mom or dad. The media kept spreading their version of events, never bothering to correct the record. Even now, I'm still dealing with those assholes. They made up that shitty story and never fixed it. They'd rather say I shot someone in the head than admit the truth because the truth doesn't sell newspapers. That's how they operate. It's sad because I've given them time and proof, but they just won't set the record straight. There were all kinds of different news stations involved, some of which I never even managed to contact because there were just so many. But the way I saw it, the stations closer to me, like in my town and the surrounding areas, should be the ones to fix this issue. These are the people I have to face in person. The ones giving me dirty looks when I go to the gas station because of what they've read in the newspaper. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask them to correct their mistakes. I honestly don't understand why they refuse to do so. It really frustrates me, and they know they're in the wrong but still won't make things right. That's why I gave you guys the information, to see if someone would be willing to call them out, maybe even tell them that we're writing a book about how ridiculous this situation is because they won't correct their story. All I've ever wanted is to set the record straight and have the truth told about what really happened. I've given them time to take it all in. I've provided validation and shown them everything that proves my innocence. Yet they still act like my words aren't good enough. They want to hear it from the courts or the police. But these are the same people who are ignoring me and dragging my name through the mud. They're not going to help me fix the situation they messed up in the first place because doing so would expose their own mistakes. It's a double-edged sword. No matter how I approach them, they have a way of protecting themselves because of their status.